Did you know that over 60% of car owners still believe you need to change your oil every 3,000 miles, even though modern engines and synthetic oils have completely changed the game? That's just one of the many outdated myths people keep falling for, and some of them are doing real damage to their engines without even knowing it. In this video, we're breaking down 9 of the dumbest engine oil myths that people still believe in 2025. Whether you're a daily driver or a weekend warrior under the hood, these are the things you need to stop doing today if you actually care about keeping your engine alive. Let's get into it. Number 1. You must change your oil every 3,000 miles. The truth is that every 3,000 miles rule is outdated and, honestly, unnecessary for most modern vehicles. That recommendation came from an era when engines weren't as efficient and oil technology was nowhere near what it is today. These days, most vehicles, especially those using synthetic oil, can easily run 5,000 to 7,500 miles between oil changes without a problem. Some can go even longer, depending on the make, model, and driving conditions. Changing oil too frequently doesn't just waste time and money, it's also rough on the environment. Used motor oil has to be properly disposed of, and doing it more often than needed just increases the environmental load. Moreover, constantly popping the hood for something that's not even necessary can distract from more important maintenance checks. Number 2. Switching between synthetic and conventional oil is harmful. A lot of people still believe that once you start using synthetic oil, you're locked in for life and that going back to conventional oil will mess up your engine. That's just not true. Both types of oil are completely compatible with each other. Modern engines are built to handle both, and oil formulations today are refined enough that switching between them doesn't cause any kind of mechanical issue. In fact, many manufacturers use a synthetic blend right from the factory, which is literally a mix of both types. The key is not what type you switch to, but whether it meets your car's required viscosity and certification standards. There's no magical bond that synthetic oil creates inside your engine. It doesn't condition the metal or train it to only work with one kind. As long as the oil you're using meets the right specifications, you're good. So no, switching oils won't hurt your car, it's totally safe. Number 4. Thicker oil provides better engine protection. It's a common belief that using thicker oil means more protection for your engine, especially in older cars. But blindly going thicker than what your manufacturer recommends can actually cause more harm than good. Thicker oil doesn't flow as easily, especially when the engine is cold, so it may not reach critical components as quickly during startup. That delay in lubrication can cause increased wear when parts are most vulnerable. In modern engines, where tolerances between moving parts are incredibly tight, the wrong viscosity can also increase resistance, reduce fuel efficiency, and even cause overheating in some cases. Engineers spend years designing engines with specific oil weights in mind, taking into account everything from performance to fuel economy to long-term durability. If your car calls for a 5W30, switching to a 10W40 because it feels tougher isn't an upgrade, it's a risk. Number 5. You don't need to change the oil filter every oil change. Skipping the oil filter during an oil change might seem like a harmless shortcut, but it's not something you should make a habit of. The oil filter's job is to trap contaminants like dirt, metal shavings, and carbon deposits that build up in your engine over time. Even if you're putting in fresh oil, a dirty filter means that oil is immediately passing through a clogged, ineffective barrier. That cuts down on the oil's ability to protect and clean your engine. Most oil filters are designed to last for a single oil change cycle. As they fill up with debris, their efficiency drops, and in some cases, they can even go into bypass mode, allowing unfiltered oil to circulate through the engine. That completely defeats the purpose. Saving a few bucks by reusing a filter might seem smart, but it can lead to sludge buildup, premature wear, and even costly engine damage down the road. New oil needs a clean filter, every time. Number 6. Synthetic oils cause engine leaks. This myth has some roots in truth, but only if you're driving a car from the 1970s. Back then, early synthetic oils had chemical compositions that could cause seals and gaskets to shrink or degrade, leading to leaks. But today's synthetic oils are a completely different story. Modern formulations are highly refined and often include seal conditioners that help protect and preserve rubber gaskets rather than damage them. If switching to synthetic oil seems to reveal a leak, it's not because the oil caused it. It's usually because the leak was already there, and the synthetic oil just made it more noticeable. In fact, synthetic oil is better at handling high temperatures, resisting breakdown, and maintaining viscosity across a wide range of conditions. It's actually safer and more protective for most engines, especially those running under high stress or in extreme climates. Number 7. All oil additives enhance engine performance. Things like detergents, anti-wear agents, and friction modifiers are carefully balanced by the oil manufacturers to work with specific engine designs and oil standards. Tossing in extra additives from a bottle on the shelf can disrupt that balance and sometimes even reduce oil performance instead of improving it. Not all additives are harmful, but not all are helpful either, especially when used without understanding what your engine truly needs. Some are tailored for racing applications or engines with specific problems like worn seals or sludge buildup. If your engine is healthy and you're using quality oil, adding aftermarket boosters isn't just unnecessary. It could work against you by thickening the oil too much or interfering with how it circulates. Number 8. Engine oil only lubricates moving parts. Engine oil actually plays multiple critical roles in keeping your engine running smoothly. Besides reducing friction between moving parts, it also helps to cool the engine by carrying heat away from components like pistons and crankshafts. On top of that, it acts as a cleaner, collecting dirt, metal particles, and combustion byproducts, then carrying them to the oil filter so they don't build up and cause sludge. Engine oil also forms a protective barrier on metal surfaces, helping to prevent rust and corrosion, especially when a vehicle isn't driven regularly. It even helps maintain proper pressure inside the engine by sealing tiny gaps between piston rings and cylinder walls. So if you've always thought oil just keeps things slippery, you're missing half the picture. Number 9. The W in oil grades stands for weight. The W in oil grades like 10W30 doesn't stand for weight. It actually stands for winter. That number and letter combo is all about how oil behaves at different temperatures, not how heavy it is. The number before the W represents how the oil flows in cold temperatures. A lower number means it stays thinner in the cold, which helps the oil circulate faster during cold starts, crucial for protecting engine parts right after ignition. The number after the W indicates how the oil performs at high temperatures, essentially how well it resists thinning out when the engine heats up. So, 10W30 oil performs like a 10-weight oil in cold weather and like a 30-weight oil when hot. It's about viscosity range, not physical weight. Getting this wrong might lead you to choose the wrong oil for your climate, and that can seriously affect performance, fuel economy, and long-term engine health.